Hello, good evening. This is Romulus, wanting to do a video tonight. I don't really have a lot planned to say, so most of it's going to be off the cuff. For me, as with many others, I suspect, there's been a lot of, alienation brought about by the narcs we've been in relationships with. And they do this on purpose. And yes, there are certainly things that we can do to, take back our power and control. It's easy to get discouraged and to feel defeated, but as so many others before me have come on and said during their videos, it's important to stay the course and remain confident and positive and focused. And realize, there's something good, I believe, that comes out of something bad. That's the philosophy that I have. And I think for the narc abuse survivors, connectedness is very important. And just reaching out to people, and it's weird, as others have said, when you go from having a family to not having a family, and the cards come falling down when it's a spouse or a partner or whatever, and then you're like, oh crap, it's also my family, they're in on it too. And a lot of times they are, and it's bizarre. I mean, I remember the first time I heard that was a while ago, listening to one of Ollie Matthews' videos, and thank God I did, because it prepared me. So when it did happen to me, I wasn't that surprised. Otherwise, I just would have been like, what the hell? The thing is, the things that these narcs do, none of it surprises me, But anyway, I think a sense of connectedness and well-being is important. And, also what Ali said about, what's the alternative? What's the alternative? It's not healthy. And what we all come to find out is that we're allergic to toxic people. And, I know I've gone through this where I'm like, what's the deal? I'm a good guy, I'm a nice guy. What is that person's problem? And it really wasn't me. It was something with them. Of course, I mean, we all have ways to improve ourselves, and awareness and humility, which we have and narcs don't, is a positive attribute. That's probably one of the things maybe that narcs are jealous of us about. But in any event, I have this list that I clipped out a while ago about self-esteem boosters. And, well, I think I got all of these mixed up. So I'm going to do it piecemeal. So, okay, instant self-esteem boosters, and this is written by Holly Brown, a licensed marriage and family therapist. Holly Brown. Change your posture. Make eye contact and don't slump. It's easy to do that. Focus on intent and not outcome. What was the intent? Did it come from your heart? I mean, I'm just, ad-libbing, paraphrasing, what I think she's talking about. Be present. Don't ruminate about the past, which I'm the worst at. I ruminate about the past all the time. And number 4, speak up. Assert ourselves. Number 5, recognize detrimental thinking patterns. Number 6, engage in esteemable acts every day. That's a great idea. Because, these narcs tear self-esteem, down. And number 7, be around positive people, ones who see you in a positive way. And I think that's, the reason we've had to go no contact is because the negative people, I mean, it was just abusive and just really atrocious. Have you ever like been in a good mood and then you're around this person and you leave in a really crappy mood and you just know this person's toxic? So, all right, so I'm going to do one more list reading and then maybe talk about one or two other things and then wrap up the video. 4 things to remember when you feel discouraged and defeated. And this is by Mark and Angel Hack Life. It's markandangel.com. Number 1, you are not the center of the universe. Stop making it all about you. The same message would hold true if it was directed at narcs. But I can relate to this. Yeah, I definitely can. Number 2, you are more than one thing. Loosen up and stretch your identity. So, don't just, associate ourselves with one thing or one dynamic. I mean, and that's what I tell people. I'm like, this about me or that about me doesn't define who I am. There's a lot more about me than that. Number 3, today is still a priceless gift. Make the best of it. So, I can't remember. I was listening to another YouTuber, I think. I know it wasn't me. It was someone else. It may have been Randy Andretti. I'm not sure. She's done some fantastic videos. But anyway, this YouTuber talked about how and I remember who it is now. I don't remember her name, but she's from the Pacific Northwest. A lot of great talent with Running from Chaos and Annabelle Lee and this young lady in the Pacific Northwest. Talking about how the chances of being born are so remote. And we don't have to get into a political or sociological or religious or spiritual debate. It's just it's a numbers thing, a statistical thing. The odds of people being born are very slim. The odds of not being born are very high. And I try to think about that, and I think, and I'm sure other people do this, put ourselves under all this pressure, things got to be this way and that way, and not necessarily the timeline, but just, you're trying to figure out, what do I do now? Where do I go? And obviously what everyone has said, improving yourself health-wise and financially, and setting boundaries, recognizing the red flags, just improving ourselves, participating in like hobbies. So like for me, one of the things that I'm interested in and have developed, and I never would have thought I would have done this, is landscaping. And I'm interested in Japanese foliage and hardscaping. And if you had told me 10 years ago, I would have never, I would have said, you're crazy. Why would I be interested in that? And that's an example of one of the things I've developed an interest in. And so, I think it ties into gratitude. I'm like, yeah, this sucks. My family, they're narcs, and my ex-wife is a narc and BPD sociopath, and that was those were the cards I was dealt. And so I just, I look at the positive, and it's easier said than done, and think about all the wonderful things that I've experienced, as I know y'all have, and kind of look at it that way. And so I wanted to share those things with you. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to mention. The support network on in this YouTube community is so important, and it really is. And a lot of y'all have families and or significants or are married, and some of y'all like myself don't. And of course, it's important to not isolate and to get out, and that's something I've been trying to work on. But I think we just need to continue to spread our message and to confront and take on and challenge this intimate terrorism, this intimate hostility, set boundaries, exercise zero tolerance, stay the course, be firm and determined, and I think that'll benefit us. And one thing that Christy said, the other night in the video, and I love her videos about you're too nice, and I mean, I don't think anyone can be too nice. I will tell you that I can relate to what she said, and when you're nice and a people pleaser like me, setting I didn't learn to set boundaries, and saying no and being firm. I mean, that was foreign to me. And now I understand the importance of doing that, even as I've gotten older. And so, just being kind and gentle and loving to each other and to the people in our lives, and just try to, for me, less toxicity, more positivity, I guess, would be the quote of the day for me. But in any event, I hope y'all have had a good weekend, and I will talk to you soon. This is Romulus. Bye-bye.